Yeah, no, thank you for being here. I really appreciate your time.
No worries.
So later this week, you'll be returning your second fight of the year. How important was it to get this second fight in before the end of 2024?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's important because everything happens when it happens, but I'm very, very happy that it happened
Yeah.
because having two fights in a year sounds a lot better than having one in a year.
Hmm.
So, yeah,
And looking
absolutely.
back on your last fight, what did you learn from that loss that'll benefit you moving forward?
Uh, that I can do a hell of a lot with a body that's probably like on 30% or something. So, I mean, I guess that's what I'm taking away from the last fight. I, yeah, it was, I was able to do a lot with very little to go on.
And what happened building up into that fight to where you weren't 100%?
Um, uh, I don't know if I want to say it because I don't want what's it called? Like, I want people to fight me and want to fight me. So I know I won't say like how severe or how ill I was, but um, because I don't want them to be like, oh no, I don't want to fight her if she's 100% kind of.
Yeah,
So yeah,
understood.
it's hard enough to get fights in this game.
Yeah,
But yeah,
has it been a little easier since joining Octagon? Because I'm sure, especially for
absolutely,
females in MMA, the regional scene, there's only so many fighters available.
absolutely. No, it's been amazing in every way possible, better than I expected even. So no, I'm very happy about it. I was blown away last time by the crowd and like how how supportive they were after the fight and all of that. So no, I was it has been and it still is a lot of fun being in Oregon. It's way easier with the fights and yeah. So just all experience is very positive.
Yeah, it's an interesting point because in North America, Octagon, it's growing very fast. But when I first started covering the promotion a couple of years ago, nobody was really
Yeah.
talking about it as much. So, and then when I tune into the event, it's a completely different story because it's sold out venues, the crowds are going crazy. It was like really a shock for
No,
me.
no, definitely. Like it's insane. Like I didn't even know, to be honest. But I'm not the let's say I'm not the fighter that's like the most up to date. I'm doing thing in my own world and I'm being like I'm good with that. But no, I was very surprised and I was very happy to find out that they have like die-hard fans and it's like everything from like 7 years old to like I don't know 60. Like there's several generations watching, and no, it's just a lot of fun, and it seems like they're good at finding fighters that also just enjoy the fighting. Like they just want to fight, and I love that.
Yeah, that does seem to be one of the problems once again, in North America, in some of these other bigger promotions is that it seems like MMA at times is almost becoming too much of a sport, if that makes sense. Instead of
Yeah,
just like the grassroots of, hey, we're here to fight, instead of, I'm here to point you out, or I'm
yeah,
building on a sport as if it's, football or basketball.
absolutely. Like, I mean, I like for me, I will say I 100% because don't get me wrong, I 100% does this as like a profession. I do it like I my mindset is not going into the fight having a street fight, you know.
Hmm.
But I love the fact that I like what I want to meet in the cage is the best version that they can bring to the cage. Because if they do, almost 10 out of 10 times I'm bringing all I got in the cage. You know, it brings the best out of me too. Um, so, but I mean, I, it took me by surprise that they had so like, I mean, I would say that as you, sorry, in lots of words, but they have more of the fighters that just wants to fight, and maybe not all the way like me that wants to always. I always want to fight, but I want to do it in a professional way. Like I consider myself like a professional in this game, and but you can see on the cards you have all these different people. You have the ones that just want to go there to do the street fights, and you have the ones that does it professionally. So I mean, the variation of the people fighting in the organization is, I think, very unique.
And so let's talk about your next fight. What are your thoughts on your opponent, and what are you expecting from her in the cage?
My thoughts on her. I don't. So I feel I'm very like in the beginning of my career still, so I don't focus too much on the opponent that I have because I have so much to work on myself. But what I can say is that I'm very exciting. I'm very excited to meet her because um she seems like one that wants to like bring her A game, and she wants to be there, and she wants to like prove herself, and I love that. I really love that. So I hope she comes through with that, and she gives everything that she got. Um, but it's interesting. Like I don't even kind of know what tactics she's gonna be stepping into the cage with. So I'm just very excited, like you guys are.
And so this will be your second consecutive fight in the Czech Republic. Do you like to travel this far for your fights, or would you prefer if it was a little closer to your home?
No, I don't care. I've been traveling all my life since I was 11. So I mean, to me, if it's here or there, I mean, I have my team and we love hanging out together. So it doesn't matter if it's close by or on the other side of the world. It's life.
And then so later that night will be the vacant women's bantamweight title fight. Who do you think is going to win that one?
I have no idea. To be honest, I have no idea because the fact is, I think maybe, to be honest, I think Pudilova has had more, or she's been fighting more like experienced people in her career, and I might say more advanced than what Sabonova. It's very hard all these names, but but I think that's the biggest difference between them. Obviously, I feel like Sabonova is more like all-rounded when it comes to the MMA game, more than Pudilova. But still, I don't know. I'm very excited to see like their heads clash and yeah, the outcome of it. Because I'm to be honest, I'm having like very like in between thoughts about them.
And so if you had to take a general guess, when do you think you'll be fighting for the title? Do you think middle or late of 2025 is a realistic timeline?
Oh, I want it as fast as possible. If I can go in February, I will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like I don't know the like some girls are up for it. I think if Pudilova gets it, she's probably up for it. Because she seems like the same mentality as me. She just want to get out there and fight. But I feel like Sabonova maybe wants to like sit on the fence a little bit and like I don't know. I don't know. She seems more hesitant about putting up like fights too regularly. I don't know. Yeah, if that makes sense.
And so now I just have a couple of general questions about your fighting career. You fought as an amateur a handful of times. How important was that experience? Because nowadays, a lot of fighters, they kind of just forego the amateur scene and just turn professional very soon.
I like I am extremely grateful for my amateur career, mostly for the fact that I was able to meet so many different opponents, especially through IMAF. And obviously, like my world championship final against the Sousa. I mean, that was 1 year after I started training, and it gave me so like the mental and like the mental advantage it gave me was like, I don't know, I couldn't ask for more. So I mean, in my head, it's still very good to have an amateur career and to take, I guess, tougher fights than what you do when you're pro in a way, just to get that level of experience. And people should not underestimate the fact that going into this cage, having experience and having, I guess, that mental meeting hard opponents and having that mental advantage of knowing your limits, it's absolutely a tremendous benefit, I would say, in your career.
What does it mean for you to represent Norway, a country that has not been really put on the MMA map yet?
It's fun. It's fun. Fun representing Norway. It's still illegal here, so
Mhm.
I mean that will be amazing to be able to make it legal and legalize MMA in Norway. But most of all, like even when I did judo, we're such a small country and literally nobody knows about us. So it's fun going into these big international sports and then being able to do, I guess, good in a way so that people recognize it. And then, I mean, I think being from Norway, you're always going to be the underdog in a way, but that's what I love about it too. So I just have a lot of fun with it. And yeah, I'm very obviously proud of being from Norway and representing it. So yeah.
And my last question for you, what are your all-time goals in MMA? And do you think you'll be with Octagon for most of your career?
Well, whatever, like for me, whatever happens, happens.
Hmm.
But so I don't know for how long or when or where or what. But all I know is that I want to be the best in the world. So for that to happen, I will have to fight the best in the world, and wherever that is, I'll go there. So I guess that's the answer to that.
And what are your all-time goals in MMA? Is it just to prove that you are the best in the world?
I mean, my personal journey in this is very, I guess that's the most important part for me. Having the fact that it's the only thing I've ever done that challenged me in the way that it does, and it makes me the person that I am, and it's like it's a lifestyle, and I love it, and it makes me a better human being. But other than that, I mean, yeah, I I think I have what it takes to become the best in the world. Obviously, I'm not there yet, but step by step, doing doing what I've always done, like just keep on going whether you like it or not, and it gets you where you want to be sooner or later. So yeah,
And that's all I have for you today. I really appreciate your time and I hope for all the best moving forward in your career.
thank you, thank you for your time.
Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.